be the same again.
I'm worried about the world.
The mass chaos and crises that there was in the world, it's going to be just like that now.
This is not an accident.
How long is it going to last? Longer than even for those of you that have some cash in the bank, way past your cash reserves.
Out of 100 people, 4 will get the message.
This thing isn't going to be over in a few weeks. This thing isn't going to be over in a few months.
If you're not in the best crypto community on this planet, what are you doing? Join now. It is free. Get in now. Let's get right into the video. Okay, guys, similar to my last video, this is going to be a different style. I'm going to play clips from their space with KOTA PAY, but unfortunately, KOTA PAY could not connect, but there was a lot of announcements and news I'm going to update you with. So KOTA PAY is one of Zebec's early partners, and it is a community international bank, FIBT, First International Bank and Trust, and Simon, the CEO, explains their relationship with them and what's their connection with KOTA PAY and Zebec. Take a look at this.
Yeah, KOTA PAY is the payroll processing division of the First International Bank and Trust, FIBT. This is a community bank based in the US that's been in business since 1910. And the reason we partnered up with them all these years ago was to move money in a compliant way in the US, right? Not being a company at the time which held money transmission licenses in all 50 states, it made a lot of sense for us to partner with a bank that has already been in the business of moving payroll funds. And to this day, KOTA PAY is paying our employees in all 50 states of the US. They're also expanding into an international business as well. So we really view them as a long-term partner of Zebec. And as the industry increasingly moves towards stablecoin payroll, it's going to be interesting to see banks like FIBT and other community banks enter the issuance game when it comes to stablecoins.
I talked in my last video how the Genius Act is revolutionary for stablecoins, and it's a US-based law bringing stablecoins to spotlight and giving it more regulatory clarity. Banks are moving in, how stablecoins is a lot more effective than getting paid in fiat. And just take a look at this.
Stablecoin payroll is a concept that's existed for years with limited traction, to be honest, due to the lack of clear regulation around how banks and corporations can issue and transact with stablecoins. This, of course, all changed earlier this year with the passing of the Genius Act in the US, which effectively makes stablecoins, as you said, Ben, legal tender and issuable by certain US banks that back such tokens one-to-one with reserves. This is a huge leap forward for the crypto industry and has opened the floodgates for banks to enter the stablecoin arena and partner with infrastructure providers like Zebec. Because remember, we provide the rails to move stablecoins in real time and process payroll in a compliant way. Now we're seeing from both the employee side, of course, people see the value in receiving payments in a more transferable form of currency, so stablecoins, as well as from the employer side. Many Fortune 500s are now holding portions of their balance sheet in digital assets, namely Bitcoin and other major tokens. So providing payroll in a stablecoin digital format also makes sense for employers. So we're seeing demand coming from both sides right now, which is why this has been such a hot topic lately.
Stablecoins is getting a lot more spotlight now, but Zebec were one of the first back in 2021 to get this narrative to work in stablecoin payroll before it's getting popular. Stablecoins is worth a 300 billion market cap, and it's only getting bigger. They also explain in this next clip, Zebec's technology is like building financial rails for the standard payroll system. So they are just upgrading the standard payroll system, because why wouldn't they? Everything wants to be faster, cheaper, and more efficient, and that they can integrate with any ACH bank on their network. So they are just providing the rails for payroll, but in stablecoins, which is faster, cheaper, and more efficient. Take a look.
Part of the beauty of what we've built at Zebec is that it can integrate directly with any bank in the ACH system through our connection to KOTA. So our goal, of course, is to drive mass adoption, not by replacing the current system, but by plugging our rails into the Federal Reserve managed systems in the US, such as FedWire and FedNow, which already process trillions in daily transaction volume. So for us to grow as a company at the rate that we want to, it makes much more sense to partner with the leaders in the existing existing system rather than build a new system that is completely outside of that realm.
In this next clip, and really take a listen as well, they expand their relationship, KOTA Pay and FIBT, and how they are old industry leaders of payroll, over 100 years old bank, never missing a payroll. Also with banks, they have to be compliant and regulated, and they have been going with their compliance roadmap of SOC 2, which will be done by the end of this month. But in this clip, Simon kind of hinted that they have already passed SOC 2, and he says that we are SOC 2. He didn't say we're going to be. We've also got MiCA compliant September and ISO 222 rolling out November 2025. It would be good if they could get that by the end of the year. Take a look.
But KOTA Pay and FIBT have been instrumental to us being able to consistently and compliantly deliver payroll payments to employees in all 50 states, never being late once or missing a single payroll in all of these years. And with KOTA Pay operating as a division of a federally regulated bank and operating in the industry for, of course, over 100 years, Zebec and PayBridge have teamed up with what we think are true veterans in the industry, and we bring kind of the next generation of payment technology to U.S. employers and consumers alongside their industry experience and expertise. KOTA Pay has been also a major driver of our compliance efforts at Zebec, of course, with them being SOC 2 compliant many years before we were, which ultimately drove our own drive to get the SOC 2 compliance, which we will be announcing very shortly here at Zebec as we're getting towards the end of the month. And it's helped us build our operational security and trust with customers, which is, of course, the #1 factor.
Now, later on into the clip, Simon hints that they are in talks with the largest payroll providers in the US, and obviously he cannot say because he's probably under NDA. Going to release this information near the end of next month, which is September. I think that goes towards their MiCA compliance. So take a look at this.
And when you look at stablecoin technology, I mean, the benefit of adding it into existing payroll infrastructure really comes down to the improvements you see in speed, cost, and accessibility. We have use cases of employers that are on-ramp parts of their payroll flow and allowing their employees to select partial stablecoin payment. And for us, this is an incredibly important KPI that we are tracking to see those opt-in rates and volumes increase with time. Because for us, that's a statement that our value proposition of stablecoin payroll is increasingly more compelling than receiving your traditional payroll via fiat every 2 weeks. Now, we're also in talks with some of the largest payroll companies in the US for this sort of integration into their HCM platforms and payment. And the first of these should be announcing sometime next month, which we're super excited about. I can't get into too much detail about this right now. But what we're trying to say is the big guys are listening, the industry is waking up to this, and people know that Zebec have been building this technology in a compliant way for years. So we are the go-to solution.
Thank you guys for watching. I'm just going to leave it short like this. And if you like my video, please join my crypto community. It is free. But see you guys in the next one.